Are you, yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Just wait for a few more minutes. So we are waiting for other members. We are expecting the few members to join. Yeah, yeah, let's start, guys. So let me introduce myself first. Okay, this is Narendra. I do have like 10 plus years of experience as a ETL tester and a real time. And coming to the tutors, I do have a 6 years of experience as a tutor. So from last 6 years, I'm working with the working as a tutor. Okay, so listen, how are you? First of all are fine, right?
Yeah, hi, Nand. I think I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, fine, fine. So any in this team, any working in as a professional IT background or all of fresh or something?
Uh, Nand, my name is Arubin. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Actually, I have around 8.5 years, around 9 years experience in real-time
Okay.
experience for personal support in Informatica, ETL.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, now I'm trying to move from personal support to ETL tester. For that reason, I have choose this
Okay.
training session.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Yeah, yeah. So you know the Informatica tool very well, I think so.
Yes, Informatica, SAP, BI, BW, and SAP HANA. So
Okay.
I'm totally into support only, and as a
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So we expect you like I think all are looking for the job search, right? Okay, okay, fine. So first we'll start with the detailed testing, like what is mean by testing? Okay, so why we need a test? So why it is exactly required for the client or the product, whichever client expecting. Okay, so testing means what? Like we have to ensure that the whatever the client requirement is working fine before going to the deliver to the client. Okay, so so we do some various scenarios, whether it is negative and positive scenarios. We go with the things like how it is works if I do like this, if I how it is work if I do like, suppose if you take any bike or some product like a bike or something like, so you do some major basic validations, right? We generally and now the electric bikes are came. So before coming to the client with customer side, so it has some various violations, like even so like in productions also we will get some bugs, like sometimes you have heard about like a bike has a damage, or there is a blast in a battery blast in a bike, electrical bike, like that, right? So those are generally called as a production issues. Okay, that is apart from that. So but thing is that meanwhile we deliver to the client for the particular product, so we do some testing. Okay, whether it is app, sometimes it is also matters to the apps or websites as well. Okay, so this is the logging page. What client, suppose if a client requirement is like so suppose client wants a login page. Okay, client wants one login page. Okay, and it is like something like it has like and one more thing is also password, right? Password, and it will have some design like this. It will be like what? Submit button. Okay, so this is the login page what client expecting. So here, as a tester, we have to look into the three ways. Like it is from the side of UI validation, from the side of data validation, from the side of functional validation, how it is working. Okay, so coming to the UI validation, what we do generally. So username is the spelling, like is there any spelling mistakes in the username, and the U is the capital and N is the capital or not, and whether it is in a bold or font size, like this we do validations. And also up and in the besides the username, is there is any checkbox or not. Okay, and password also it should has some checkbox, and there will be some button level, and it has to be data like submit like this. Okay, like this the UI violations we do. Okay, this is generally comes under the manual testing, but it is of course like it is completely a logging page violation that is comes under the UA validation, a user UI test, user interface test. Okay, clear? And once we done with the UA validation, we also used to test like we have to consider whether we are able to data in these checkboxes or not. Okay, that is comes into the data test or data validation. Like generally like client requirement is like it should accept the characters and numbers. Okay, so whether we are expecting like whether this is expecting this is accepting the characters or numbers or not, or sometimes special characters also. So sometimes username will be like a gmail.com, right? We will use the Gmail account as a username. So it should accept the special characters. This is our client requirement. So we do enter those data into this checkbox, and we are checking this data is actually working or not. Okay, that is comes under the data validation. And the password also sometimes, so it should allow the characters, special characters, and numbers. Okay, as the combination of these things should be passwords. And sometimes we'll have like this icon beyond the password level, right? So you want to see whether the entered password is correct or not. Okay, and the password should be securized by using like it has to be in a darts, something like that we use to check, right? As a manual tester. So that is also called as a data validation. Okay, you are getting right what I'm saying?
Not
Okay,
getting. Hello?
sorry, anyone can speak, or you can ping me in the chat. So start. this is I started with the manual testing. Okay, what is the testing? What is testing? Where generally we do in a manual testing. Then we go with the ETL process. Okay, sure, the way, yeah, fine. So I just started with the ETL concept, but I just started with the testing. Why we need a test, and why that we have to go with the testing, and what is the client requirement should be. Like I took an example of the one logging page as a client requirement, and so what are the tests we do generally in a manual testing? Okay, that's currently I'm discussing. Then after that, I will go with the ETL process and what are the ETL tests will be done. Okay, clear? Thanks. Okay, fine. So in this case, like we will do the data validation, like entering the data into the username and password. And the next level of testing will be the functional testing. So when you click on the submit button, it should be deviate to the other page, whether it is register page, whether it is error page or something like that. Okay, that is the functional thing. Okay, so generally in a malware testing, we do test the UI, the user interface testing, and the functional testing, and as well as the data testing. Okay, generally in testing, we will use to say like it is a validation. Okay, verify or validation, the terms we use to test the any data or something. Okay, this is just like a manual testing. So coming to the ETL, okay, suppose suppose it is an app. Okay, you enter data like username and password, and you click on the submit button. So this data is going to be entered into the database. Okay, this application will get connected to the some database table or database. This is the database where the entire data is going to be stored in this level. Okay, so suppose whatever the username you enter, suppose this is Naren, so we have some enter gmail.com is the username, and the password will be also stored, but that is in the binary format in a database level. So suppose like Naren want to
Naren, are you sharing your screen something?
yes,
Uh,
or
but
yes, yes.
I can only see that ETL testing the first page only.
Oh, is that
Is
so?
it for me only or same thing for everyone? I'm not sure about it.
Actually, I'm sharing in the paint. You are not able to see?
No, I am not able to see anything. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Don't know why it is. Just a minute. For all of you, it's the same thing?
Sir, only ETL testing page only. First page
Okay.
only.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Now, are you able to see the paint? Whatever I
Yes.
done. Okay. So I'm just trying to change the PPT screen and just tell me whether you are able to see the PPT screen as well. Now, are you able to see the PPT screen?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So now it's fine, right? Okay. So now I open this is the login page. You got it, right? Okay, this is the requirement which we are discussing till now. This is like manual testing. If a manual testing is there, so what is the test we do generally? So assume that is the login page and this is the where you have a username and password and we enter the data in the username and password. So we have discussed about the UI validation and as well as the data validation as well as the functional validation. Okay, so when you enter this data into the login page, the data will be stored into the database. Okay, so this database generally we call as a relational database management, RDBMS. Okay, relational database management. Okay, and also we know it as a OLTP. Okay, online transaction processing. Okay, so whatever data you entered into the web application or the app, that data will be stored in the database server, and that data we call as a relational database management, or OLTP. So coming to the ETL. Okay, so what is ETL means? Anyone know what is ETL? Extract, transform, and load. So what we are extracting and what we transforming and what we are loading and why we need a load. Okay, why we need to extract and why we need a load. Okay, those times is like, suppose if you take in a small business area like a grocery shop besides your home, there will be see like you might have seen some you might have observed something like when you did a UPI transaction, so they might note the transaction details in our some note, particular note, right? Okay, so like this entire day, the grocery owner, like the shop owner, will take all the details, and at the end of the day, by closing the shop, he will do some analysis on the payments, right? So what are the purchase, or what are the purchase done, what is the profit today, and what the groceries I have to buy for the next day. So he do some analysis on the particular business areas, right? So it is a small organization and a small business, so he do that calculation into the nodes or something else, right? So it is very less data he wants to analyze, so he do that thing. And every day he can do because it is a small business. So in terms of the huge data, in terms of the huge organization, like suppose if you take as a bank is a huge organization, right? So if you enter the data, so the bank will have a transaction by 24 time, 24 hours, it will have a 24 by 7, the data transaction will be done on a bank. So if the bank want to do analysis, like what is the transaction has done and why, how the customers is satisfied with our bank services, and what are the future we have decisions we have to take for the bank, and how the customer is customer wants to why the customer needs any loans or personal loans, this type of analysis if they want to do with the data, it is the huge thing, right? We can't do in a one day or one month time, right? Take all the data into the one ledger or preparing the analysis sheet, something like that. Okay, so why to overcome this thing, so the business is came with the uh, thing like it is a data warehouse. Okay, whatever the data entered as a transactional level, that data will be extracted, and that data will be do some manipulations or some transformations, and it will go with the data will go loading into the OLAP or data warehouse. Taking that data warehouse data, so they do some analysis for the future estimations and future analysis. Clear? Something generally, so the OLTP data will be like stored in the, suppose if you take this is an application. Okay, and this application will enter the data by the, and data will be entered from the application to the RDBMS. Okay, this is the RDBMS. I said like this is the app or application, wherever data you enter, whether it is a Citibank, whether it is Access Bank, you enter data, you do this transaction, or whether it is a phone pay or Google Pay, you need a transaction in the app level, that data is entered into the DB, and this is known as a OLTP or OLTP. Okay, from this data, we are generally any if you take any ETL project, this data is going to be like the source of the ETL projects will be OLTP only. Okay, whether it is the data of the OLTP not only in a database level, it will be sometimes files and COBOL files like that. Okay, as per the data extracted from the so application to database, that depends on the tool. Like here also we use some Java applications or something else. Okay, we'll come later on that part. Okay, as of now we are getting this data from apps to OLTP or DB. Okay, From this OLTP, we do the process of data in a some staging area. Okay. Generally, like why we needed this staging area, we'll discuss later. But as of now, just remember the data which is came into the OLTP, the data will be loaded into the staging area. Okay, just it is a one-to-one copy, like generally. So we will not do any particular transformations from the OLTP to the staging. Okay, so from staging area, we will load the data into the data warehouse. Okay, so this data is known as a analytical data, and we also call it DWH data warehouse or OLAP. Okay, so from this data, also like client, if I want to do some analysis, like as a customer, as a bank customer, I want to do the my month-end transactions. Okay, overall transaction of this month, I want to see. I can't face the query, right? I can't write a query. So I'm not a professional from the IT professional. I don't know the how to write a SQL query in a database level. But I want to see in a report level. I want to see in a document level, right? So that document will be done by using the BI tool, like business object intelligence tools, like if you can use Cognos and all those things. Okay, I will discuss on the tools which we are covering in the our training. But this is the flow. This is the business tool, BI tool. By using the BI tool, we will generate the report analysis documents. Okay, so if you take in any project in the this wall, also you can say like any of the ETL project, the flow will be like this. Okay, from apps to the DB and DB to the staging and staging to the data warehouse layer. And data warehouse layer, we are using the BI reporting tool to generate the reports. Okay, clear, right? As of now? Okay. Okay, so our as a ETL tester, our validations will be so apps. Generally the validation testing will be done by the manual testers. Here the scope will be manual testers. Okay, whatever the data entered in the apps and the functional things and UI, all those things will be manual testers will work on this. Okay, as a ETL tester, our task will be done from the here. Okay, we have to work on, as an ETL tester, we have to work from the data load from the OLTP to staging area and staging area to data warehouse and data warehouse to BI report. Okay, and as an ETL tester as an ETL tester, we have some responsibility to load the data. Like we are our responsibility to data which is available in the source or OLTP, that is as per the requirement or not. And also the data, we are responsible to load the data from OLTP to staging. That is also we are responsibility, and we have to ensure this data loaded from the OLTP to the staging. So it is also correct or not. We have to ensure that is also some validation we do. And from staging to data warehouse also we use the some tools, and that is also our responsibilities. In some cases we are, that is not our responsibility. Some cases our responsibility is load the data from here to here. And also whatever data coming to the report, also we have to ensure, we have to test as the tester, so whether it is as per the requirement or not. So these are our roles and responsibility, our scope as a ETL tester from here to here. Okay, so for this what we have to learn, that is the main thing. Okay, so as I said, so we are as you said, completely in overall this process, we are dealing with the, mainly we are dealing with the database, right? We entire thing in the entire process, if you look into the things, we are dealing with the database as well. For that we have to learn the SQL, stored structured query language. We have to learn the structured query language to dealing with data. Clear? And before dealing with that structure query language, before dealing with the data, so we have to know what is this data warehouse, right? First thing, like we have to know what is this data warehouse exactly. For that, we have to learn the concepts of data warehouse. So data warehouse is like how it is designed, how it's going to be designed, or what are the tables are available in the data warehouse, what are the schemas available in the data warehouse. So those things we learn first, then after that we go with the database. Okay, so database we learned SQL and data warehouse. But thing is that we have another responsibility to load the from the data from OLTP to staging, a staging to data warehouse, a data warehouse to BI reporting layer. Okay, for this we need a tools, right? So we can't do the database SQL something like that. Okay, we need a tools like in market we can see like 150 plus tools, 150 plus ETL tools we have available in the market. Okay, but in the regular organizations, any organizations, we have 80% are using Informatica Power Center. Okay, this is the ETL tool which is useful to load the data from OLTP to staging or staging to other data warehouse layers or something like. Okay, and BA reporting layer. Okay, 80% are using Informatica Power Center. So we have other ETL tools also like Ab initio and talent and data stage. Like we have other apps, but these are like in the market we have all the organizations are using only 20%. So if you learn the Informatica, you can work with the other tools as well. Okay, so that is how in our course content we are working with the tool like Informatica Power Center. In Informatica Power Center, if you see, we have a various modules like a designer and workflow manager and workflow monitor. Okay. So in the Informatica tool, what as a tester, what is our work? That has to be defined, right? So because so designer, workflow manager, and workflow monitor. So designer generally works by the developer who is developing this all the entire process. He works mostly on the designer level, and also he work with the workflow manager as well. Like here they do some sessions and jobs to clear data flow, so that is used by the developer. But mainly as a tester we work with the monitor, workflow monitor, where the jobs are going to be executed. Okay, where the jobs are monitored, and where how the what are the failures of jobs and what are the reasons for the failures of jobs. Generally as a tester we do analysis on this monitor level. Okay, for that, so we are learning the thing in Informatica, that is Informatica Power Center with the models of designer, workflow manager, and workflow monitor. We do some scenarios as well in the development side. What is the mapping we do and how the workflows are going to be created and how the jobs will be created and how the jobs will be run, all those things. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is what we are going to learn. So Informatica Power Center. So we learned SQL, data warehouse, and Informatica Power Center. For the BA reporting and whatever the reporting, we have some tool, as I said, like we need some tool, right? So do some analysis and do some make it as a document side, right? So so we can't do a SQL query and fetch the data and we can see like that, right? So for the document purpose, we are also going to learn the IBM Cognos BI reporting tool. It's an IBM tool. Okay, it's IBM tool where we are going to create some actually in Cognos we just need to regenerate the reports and we have to validate the reports against the database by writing the SQL queries. But here we are learning how to create a report as well and how can you get the query from the Cognos reporting tool and how can you analyze that Cognos reporting query to the our query which we developed in the SQL level. So those things also we are going to learn in our tutorial. So that's why this is the extra thing like we have added as because like as a seen as a experience in the ETL tester. So my team members are struggling by working with the reporting side validation the reporting. They are very well in the ETL side where they are validating ETL document, ETL data which is from source to target staging area. But when we come to the reporting level, so yes, they are struggling like how to get a query, like what is the problem in the report, and what is the problem in our writing SQLs. So those things they want to analyze. So that is why we are also added the Cognos IBM tool, where we are going to generate some reports, and where we are do some what are the test scenarios will be covered in the Cognos set. Okay, in Cognos reporting. So we are also going to learn about the Cognos tool as part of the is BA reporting. In BA reporting validation, this is not comes under the ETL tester. Generally, this is known as the BA report tester, BA tester. Okay, this is the role as a BA tester. So any ETL tester should must have the concept of BA reporting and how the reports are going to be tested. Okay, clear? So we are also going to learn on the Cognos. So now we did a database and data warehouse and Informatica Power Center and IBM. And also additionally, we are going to learn the things like Unix. Okay. So as I said, the data in a source data, which is available in database, sometimes it will be in a files. Okay. And for security reasons, some projects wants these files in a Unix environment. Okay. In that case, so you have to learn about the Unix as well. Okay. So, and this is also like if you add this Unix concepts in your profile, that will be added to an advantage to the your profile, and it will be like they will prioritize the who has the Unix knowledge in the profile, or and the Unix, like what are the commands we are going to use, and how the files are going to be deal in a Unix level, and how we can manipulate the files in a Unix level, and what if the files are located in the Unix level, what are the testings we have to do, and what are the parameter files we have to deal with. Also, some parameter files will be available. Informatica parameter files will be available in Unix. Okay, that time we have to analyze the parameter file, how to deal with the Informatica. Okay, so Informatica will be connected to the Unix, and then it gets some parameter file. Like generally we maintain the parameter files in the username and passwords of the login to the particular tool. Okay, and also some other details also like database details and tables details and something like that. Okay, so those to deal with those parameters, so we have to know about the Unix side. Okay, so that's why we are also going to learn Unix commands and scripting also. Sometimes, see, as a tester, like sometimes this is the Informatica Power Center is a costly tool. Okay, so client won't allow you to use the Informatica Power Center because you don't require the all the modules like designer, workflow manager, something like that. You need only monitor. So that job can be done by using the Unix. Okay. They by using the Unix, we can run the Informatica jobs. That is also we are going to learn in a Unix server. Okay. This is overall content we are going to learn in our ETL class. Okay, so till now, any doubts? We need a Unix commands. Like Aruna, you asking me, don't we need a Unix command for ETL? Yes, we need. As I said, if the files are located, the source files are located in a Unix, are the target files are going to be load or the those things. If you want to violate, so you have to work with the Unix level. So that times you have to know the commands, how to extract the file and how to see the data into the file, how to manipulate the file data, and what are the data available, and what is the record count of the file. So to see this, you should know the Unix commands as well. Okay, and also sometimes, as I said, to execute the Informatica workflows, we use Informatica Power Center also. And okay, we use Unix shell scripting as well. Okay, that scripting by using the other that parameter file, that is the combination of the workflow name and session name or something like that. We will let you know while we learning on the Unix side. Okay, so any other questions in the content side? Okay. So as part of our training content, as I said, so I will show you what are the testing course will be conducted. Just a minute. Sure. So coming to our tra- training, so what are the topics we are going to cover in our ETL training? So these are the topics which we are going to cover. You are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So as I said, like first we are going to learn about the data warehouse concepts. Okay. So data warehouse concepts, we have to understand the business intelligence, how it is works, and data warehouse concept, like why we need a data warehouse, and what are the types of data warehouses, and there will be some data marts also there. So what are the types of data marts and how the data marts will be defined. Okay, and data modeling like schemas, as I said, like facts and dimension modeling. Okay, and differences between OL API and OL TPI and the dimensions. So these types of all these all the things which need to be covered as a ETL tester for the real time employee. So we are going to cover all the things, okay, for the data warehouse. And same time, like so as I said, like SQL is the very important thing as a ETL tester. So we are going to cover a lot of things from the ETL background. So where we are going to learn the all the DDL and the weight clauses, and also the condition comparison conditions, and the compare between. So uh, these are the equal operators, and these are the operators in the other comparisons, and logical operators, and order by these things, and single row functions. If you look into this, these are the main, like as per my experience, we designed this tutorial because in my 10 years of experience, generally whatever the functions mainly I have used in our entire career, so those functions I included. Even this can be covered in your interview level, and you can answer very quickly, and you can answer very accurate. So what are the interviewer expected level? So these things are the single row functions we are going to cover as a as a part of SQL training. And also giants. Giants are very important because we are going to cover if there is a department table. If you want to know the employee who working in the department, so we have to join the employee and department table. If you don't know how to join the employee and department, so it is really problem to get the accurate results in a query level. And the data warehouse will have the different data, and you are getting the different data, so you are not able to validate the data correctly, right? So that is why, so it is very important to learn the giants in a scale level. So also we are going to cover the giants, whatever the giants available, and how the giants will be work, and by taking some examples also. So we are going to show you the how the giants will work in the SQL level. Okay. At the same time, group functions. Group functions. Suppose if there is an insurance domain project, if you want to calculate the premiums of the customer, you have to do the sum of the premium, right? So if you don't know how to group on the particular employer customer, and you want to sum the premium, so that will be a problem. So we are also going to cover the group functions as a part of SQL. Okay, and subqueries means we are using some subquery concepts in SQL side. So where we are query inside the query, we can write, we can get the all the data by using one single query, right? Sometimes we get the data from other query data we are using. So that is also we are going to work with. We are going to learn on the subqueries concept. Okay, set operators is a main thing which we are going to work with the SQL side. Some union, all intersect. These are the also this is the one of the concept like joining the two or more tables, but there are some certain rules if you want to use the set operators. But these are also very important things which we have to learn. So that is why we are going to learn. Okay, and analytical functions also very important. Rank, int, and row number. These are very important things in our daily routine work. So this is also as part of scale we are going to learn. Manual testing, you can't do the ETL testing, right? So also we are included the manual testing concepts. So that you can ensure that in the manual side also this is the working balance. Why we are included the manual testing means, so, as in our diagram, the data is flowing from the apps to the database, right? Which I shown you now. So, okay, so from apps to, so sometimes you have to, some projects, you need to enter the data in apps level also. Sometimes there is some responsibilities in some projects. Okay, in that case, you should know how the manual testing will be done. Okay, so you have to enter your own test data in the map level and you have to run the jobs in the apps level, and that data will be loaded into the OLTP. Okay, so that is how the problem will be. So that's why we are included the manual testing concepts as well. And also, so as a tester, you should know the methodologies of testing. Okay, so what is the, so nowadays everyone using Agile. There are some cases, some projects are using the waterfall model. So we have included these two models. There are other models also, but that is not very really not important. 99% of the projects in the real time are using Agile and waterfall models. Okay, 99.9% I can say. Okay, so that is why we are going to learn like any project will maintain the tools like to see the what is the work is done in the project level, whether it is correctly working or not. So whether it is as per the timelines it is going or not, and also to maintain the testing documents and to maintain the requirement document, and also test cases, test scenarios, and we are going to execute the test cases in the testing tools level. So that is why we are going to like HPALM and Azure DevOps. So both are highly used using in these days. So we are going to learn this HPALM Azure DevOps. Okay, and coming to the ETL testing concepts. So testing concept of ETL testing concept both the same. Like we are learning about the why that what is the test plan and test strategy in the testing level, and what is the difference between strategy and plan, and what is the possible test cases of the data warehouse real time possibilities. Like we are going to work with the, how the data, what are the test cases we are going to write as a ETL tester. Okay, I'm BA report tester. So those test cases will be discussed in the testing concepts. As I said, like BA report testing. So this is also we included like how to, what are the possibilities of BA reports, test cases, and how we are going to work with the real-time scenarios and BA reporting. So what are the, how we are going to write the queries and how you validate that against the report level. So those things we will discuss in the BA report testing. Okay, and also as I said, like Informatica Power Center, we are introducing the Informatica Power Center in our introduction class. Also we learn about this some development concepts, like also by using, we have some transformations where do some transformation tools we apply, right? So we have in Informatica we have some transformations. Those transformations also mainly use transformation. In some interviews, some people will ask you about the Informatica transformations, how it works, and what are the use of that transformation like that. So also we are covering that transformations in our Informatica Power Center uh, class. And also we are going to create some mappings, and we are going to create some sessions, and we are going to run the jobs in the mapping level, and you'll see how the data flow from source to target. And then after that, what is the violation we have to do in our Informatica level. So those things we learn in Informatica Power Center. Okay, and also I said like Informatica and Unix is the thing like which makes you the unique in your and picking your profile in interviews. Okay, and this is very useful if you learn things. So that is why we are going with the Unix. Okay, and we are going to cover with some commands of the Unix and some scripting levels of the Unix. Okay, and as I said, like introduction of IBM tool, we are going to see the IBM Cognos tool and how to create a report. There are some cases like as a BA reporting tester, we have to validate the self-service pack, some packages. Okay, so here I shown you the tool like here in this diagram from data warehouse to we are loading the data in the BA reporting layer, right? Here in a BA reporting layer, data will be loaded into the packages. Okay. From that directly, we are not fetching the data from the data warehouse. This data will be loaded to some packages. Okay. As a BA report tester, we are not only responsible to validate the test report testing, we have to also validate this package. In that case, we have to develop our own reports. Of course, there will be no UI part, but we have to develop our own reports in the Cognos level, and we have to validate those reports against the package. That is called as a package testing. Okay, that is also covered in our classes. Okay, so this is IBM Cognos tool, and so at the last, like we are going to cover the real-time project explanations and also interview questions. What is the interview questions will be covered as a ETL tester in interview level. Also, I will provide like some like 100 SQL queries. Like I have developed with some scenarios. If you prepare and if you practice those SQL queries, so definitely like 90% you can crack that interview. Okay, so that is the comment I can give you. Also, the document I will provide you as a real-time project explanation. Also, I will do, and what are the questions will be asked as a if you are a real-time project employee. So, what are the questions will be covered? Course, those things we are going to cover as a industry relevant projects. Okay. So this is our overall content and key points is project level training and basic advantages and concepts, advanced concept we are going to do. And resume preparation also, we are giving this changes has to be done in our resume. So we are going to do the help and also, as I said, like interview questions and the project guidelines we are going to give. Okay, this is the overall content which we are going to cover as a ETL testing training. Uh, so this is overall thing. So any doubts in this? Any clarification needed?
Uh, yeah, Naren, I saw everything is good only, but I have some question, but I need to talk to you little bit personally. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay,
as I have around 10 plus, 9 plus experience, right? I have a lot of questions.
okay,
Before the thing is that I'm going to shift my role from a support to testing. So it's
okay.
not much difficult, but it's not so easy also, right? So for that thing, I need to
You have
discuss you with you separately. So if possible, can we talk today anytime?
sure, sure. You can speak with our instrument manager. They will arrange the call
Yeah,
for you.
I already spoke to her, but she told that after today's call, we can have a discussion, but I'm not sure when. So I will talk to
Okay.
him, talk to her, sorry.
And you have a 9 plus, right? That is not a matter. Like that is not a big deal to get a job in a 9 plus, as my experience. So I'm
Okay.
doing interviews where 10 plus, 12 plus experience guys as well sometimes. So I think that is not a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah. Any questions? Any questions from others? But concept wise, like if you see into the scope of this ETL testing, so you will get a huge number of requirements. Suppose like we are dealing with the business analysis, right? So to business analysis is nothing but what like so business will never end process. Okay, you can't change the business, so business will be continued in our lifetime. Okay, so as part of that thing, if you see in the that perspective, so jobs will be huge. Okay, the ETL process, and also sometimes someone Some industry level, some are saying like ETL is also going to be automated or something like. No, that is not a problem because that is not going to be done because if you see in a table level information, some projects or some business will have the data like account number, account name. The column names will be different. Okay, account hyphen name and account name and account ID and the balance, premium of the customer. Like this, the column need to be different. If you automate one thing, you can't do the entire automation, right? So validation of these columns. Suppose just a minute, show you one example in this case. You can get correct thing. See, generally what we'll do, if there is a login page, okay, if there is a login page, login page will have a username and password as I showed you, okay, it is shown. So this username password for the manual testing will be same for every time. This password, okay, I'm just writing like this, okay. So this is a username and password. This is the manual testing which we are done. So we can do the automation. This login page will be never changed. Okay. But in terms of the ETL process, we are loading the data into the database tables. Okay. This is an employee table. You see, this is an employee table, and the data will be employee table is different. We have a columns like employee ID and employee name or something. And we also have a department table. Okay. If your code is doing auto, you automation this has number ID something like that, right? So you can't do the automation of these columns. Okay, so that is why the ETL process is not going to be completely automatic. I can say like 10-20% can do, but not 100%. So that is why. So automation, sometimes automation will reduce the employment opportunities, but here because automation will not work, so employment opportunities will be huge in ETL testing. And also, as I said, the tools like Informatica, we have like 150 tools, right? So if you work on one tool as a tester, so you can work with any other tool as a tester. Okay, so we are not completely dependent on the tools. So that is also useful here. So the opportunities also use even there is a other tools are working in ETL. They will prefer the ETL tester. Yeah. If you have a developer, so you are easy to only one tool, right? As a tester, you can work with the multiple tools. That is the thing. Okay. Fresher or experience, can you give your personal number? No, you can speak with the institute management, Aruna, for these questions. Okay. Any other information you required? Any clarifications? Fine, right? I think I can say no. No, any other questions?
Yeah, till now we are good, but I will speak to the management and I will request them. I need to talk to you. Then I have some questions for that again. Naveen.
Sure, sure. Okay, no issues. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you, guys.
okay. Close the class. Thanks for have a nice day.
Bye.
Bharat, that we can discuss. Okay.